Okay, wait for a second, guys. Just wait. Hello, guys. I'm back with another video, and today we're talking about what Deku was reborn. So in the last video, Deku is going back home and bring the Palulu and the silver Rathalos' bodies to his shop. I mean shop, his home. And now a year go by, and now he's 15 as um All Might All Might I meant Endeavor, All Might, and some other heroes including Midnight and Mount Lady are going to his house as Deku comes out and saying, "Alright, who are you?" As Deku recognizes All Might, and Deku says, "All Might." As the heroes come into his house and says, "Wow, this place is kind of small." Because his house is pretty small, but when you go into the basement, it's pretty big. Mostly because that is where his furnace is library and other stuff is. As Deku says, "What are you doing here?" As All Might says, "Young boy, I want you to become a hero." As Deku says, "I really don't want to become a hero. Besides, they only care about is money and fame. I would rather be alone." As Endeavor says, "Really, boy? Really, kid?" As as Midnight says, "Wait, you didn't tell us your name." As Deku's name now is Louis Stevenson, I guess. So anyway, as Deku talking talking to them, one of the heroes being Endeavor asks if you're single. As Deku says, I do not swing that way." As Endeavor says, "Not like that." As Endeavor says, "Would you want to date my daughter?" As Deku says, he says no, and I would rather be alone, because he doesn't want to be in a relationship anymore at all. As All Might says, if you want to become if you're technically a fugitive because you just killed those creatures or whatever those things are. As Deku says, "I don't care." As in as All Might says, "If you don't want to go, then I'm going to be bringing you to to the police." Deku, frustrated, says, "Sure." As Deku goes with them, as Principal Nezu comes out and says, "Ah, great little boy." As Principal Nezu says, "So do you want to bring any of your things there to the dorms?" As Deku says, "Wait, UA has dorms?" As they're surprised because they didn't know that he knows about dorms. As he said, Yes, young boy. Do you want to join UA?" As Deku says, "Sure." As Deku says, "But I need a bigger space for my stuff." As they said, "Sure." As Deku brings them to his workshop. As Principal Nezu said, "Whoa, why is it so big?" As Deku says, "Well, it's mostly some of my trinkets and mostly about my armory." As Principal Nezu recognizes the creatures being the Paolumu. As Endeavor says, "What are you doing with that thing?" As Deku says, "Well, I'm using it for some greater and better armor and weapons. And have you seen how much they cost the blood? I mean, I do not know about the blood, so Just bear with me, okay? So Deku cuts off the blood, like basically drains all the blood and puts it into these um canisters. As he puts it into the portal, where in the portal it's basically like a factory where some mercenaries and other people are there. They're getting ready to take some of the blood, the Palumu blood. As as Principal Nezu says, what is that? As Deku says, that's the portal where I came from. I was actually reborn. As he said, really? As he explains everything as Midnight and um Mount Lady explains as well about it as well. I meant to explains it as well. as the as they start bringing all of the stuff from UA to UA, I meant. Deku gets brings the stuff with two of his hands because, well, those things are pretty heavy. To hear some of the moving guys said, "Wait, are you that strong?" As Deku says, "Yes. You mostly use your quirks while I use pure training." As Deku puts it down. So after putting all of his stuff, some of the heroes are saying, "So what are we gonna do with the portal?" As Deku says, "Oh, don't worry about it." Because he got research from a library, and after learning about the portal, he knows how to make a custom portal. So he creates one under the basement of the UA dorms, and he's able to go there by himself. Deku says to all of them that he's the only one that's the only one that can use it. And if you do that, if you try and use it, well, you would rather get killed. As they said, sure. As All Might is excited to finally talk to this guy alone. By the way, as he says, young Midoriya, and then young Louise. As he says, "Do you want to gain my power?" As Deku knows about the One for All, because I gotten this idea from another YouTuber. I can't remember his name, but it's a pretty good YouTuber, I guess. So he thought Deku knows about One for All and All for One, because in their world, One for All is actually a type of enhancer magic, but it's forgotten in history and now moved there. And All for One, well, it's a demon because damn it, because I imagine a type of a demon that possessed All for One and turned him into that. So Deku says, "No, I would rather not." As All Might says, "Why?" As Deku says, "I would rather not touch a person like you." As he says, "Sure." So he decides to give it um to Mina. As the first day of UA comes up, so as all of the people are arriving, they see Deku wearing his uniform, and he seems pretty jacked, like really jacked. As one of the people there, being Ira, says, "Hey, I never seen you in the UA um um exams. I meant sorry." Deku says, "Well, I was in the recommended exams." As as um the Todoroki hears this and thinks, "Huh, that must be that boy." because um well, Endeavor tells Todoroki that he's going to get engaged by he's going to be married to him, but Deku doesn't want to get married to her, unfortunately. Anyway, as Deku's is staying quiet as some of the people being um um Mina, yeah, Mina, I forgot. Mina wonders, he looks familiar. As Mina as teacher comes up and says, "Damn, you kids are so loud. Can you just be like Louise?" As as one of the people there being Toro Gakuri says, "You know this guy?" As Deku says, "Yeah, I live in the dorms." As one of the P as they start getting ready for that test thing, I guess I can call it now because I can't remember the shit. So anyway, Deku starts taking off his clothes as people see that he's completely jacked. Like he has several scars, like several scars, even though I didn't draw that because I forgot. Sorry about that, guys. Just my aesthetic. No offense. So anyway, as what's his Kirishima says, "Whoa, what type of training do you do?" As Deku doesn't want to talk to him because he prefers to be alone most of the time. So anyway, as he comes out, some of the girls are basically nosebleeding or start blushing because of his muscles, except Mina, because she seems to remember him because it is Deku after all. So Bakugo goes first and gets the same thing as just like in canon, but for Deku, well, he gets second place because remember Ochako has infinite in the canon, so okay. The other things he won easily as Bakugo says, "Hey, I'm supposed to be the number one here," as Deku says, "You're stained with pride. I think you're never gonna become a hero because of that attitude." As he starts charging up an explosion and tries to attack him, but instead of what's his name, Eraserhead protecting him, Deku just pins him down to the ground and says, "Do you repent?" As he says, "Sure, sure." As he puts back his powers, aka his dark magic. He was using dark magic at the time. So anyway, I hope you like this video. I hope to see you all guys next time. And by the way, guys, tomorrow I'll be going to my grandfather's anniversary of his death. So maybe not going to be making videos for a while. So I hope to see you all guys. Maybe a few days, I guess. Bye.